All right, positive energy all the time. You know what it is. Yeah, late night, a lot going on. Rep your city, rep your city. You know, I'm representing Shot Town. Everybody on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm representing Shot Town. We got Greensboro in the building. I'm up on the late night for some reason. I just feel like kicking it on. I just feel like just talking about anything. You know, I don't always want to be on subject. And my sleep is messed up. I've been working out. I'm stiff. I have to work out more. I have to eat more, so my sleep messed up. So I've been asleep today from the last 2 days of working out and for trying to consume so much carbs and protein. I'm not used to that, so I was kind of knocked out. Now I'm kind of wide awake. Probably going to pass on the gym tomorrow, work out here at the office this weekend a little bit, and hit the gym Monday probably. Give my muscles some time to recover. So on that late night tip tonight, I'm going to talk about anything y'all want to talk about. I'm going to be all over the place. On these YouTube streets. Making it do what it do out here on these YouTube streets. New month starting. I'm supposed to be heading out of town. Every time it's time for me to go out of town, something come up. But tonight I'm on these YouTube streets, and don't play on these YouTube streets. Let's keep it a billion. If y'all got something to talk about, hit me up. Who's up? Who's up? Who's up? I'm up drinking. Still getting my power on. Drinking my beet powder. I got some lemons in here. Trying to get my Superman on. Make sure you go subscribe to Vegan Intel. It's really finna go crazy over there. Make sure you go subscribe to YouTube Vegan Intel. You don't want to miss that. I move all my health information over there to Vegan Intel. Go over there if you want to know what's going on and keep up with your health situation. That's where all that's popping off at. Go over there and check that out. I need more subscribers over there. I'm tripping out on these young brothers. They crashing out. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's YouTube. Maybe they've been crashing out and YouTube is exposing it, but I don't think so. I don't remember so many up and coming like rappers and stuff crashing out. I don't remember that. I'm wondering if it's something. Is it the substance abuse or what? What y'all think? Why they crashing out like that? I don't want to talk about their cases, but they crashing out left and right. I don't understand. I just seen Lil Zale Summer just crash out again. I'm like, what the hell wrong with him? Does anybody know what's going on with them? Why are they crashing out? I've never seen this before. They trying to get 20 years, 30 years. They in and out of prison. Look at Pooh Shiesty. I can go on and on. I've never seen this before. Or maybe it was happening and it wasn't reported. I don't think so. I don't remember this back to back like this. These, Azim, do you ever remember something this back to back like that? Is it because we didn't have social media, so we didn't know how many rappers it was? So that's why we don't know they crashing out. Could that be it? Does anybody know? Does anybody know why? That's the part. I know they did it to themselves, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I just never seen nobody just doing life in prison like that. Try to get 20 years and just like that. I don't. I don't understand the crimes. Okay, they must got some expensive habits. I don't know. Are they doing it to get the jury? Are they doing it to look like a popular rapper? Are they crashing out for? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not. I'm not sure. The good thing with Pooh Shiesty and his daddy. Your daddy went with you to do that. Now I know they not the brightest bulbs in the lamp because you couldn't possibly thought you was gonna get away with that. And then the no snitches stuff. So you're gonna take a bunch of jury and stuff that you know a guy's got to tell because he's got to report his, Gucci Man's got to report his jury. A duh. And you want to call that snitching because he's got to report his jury. It's insured. So you want to say he's street, you're not supposed to say something. But you rob jury that's associated with a business. You rob jewelry that's associated with a business. That's not covered under the street code. I don't understand that. And I don't understand gangsters under the street code either. I don't understand that part either. I'm a little confused. If I'm a super gangster and you rob me and I'm a tail, one thing that confused me, what you gonna do about it? I'm a super gangster. Super gangsters could tell. Duh. I thought super gangsters could do whatever the hell they want to do. So if I'm a super duper duper gangster and you rob me and I tell, what are you going to do about it? I'm a super duper gangster. You're not going to do nothing. I'm confused. Do I got to go by rules if I'm a super duper gangster? Voters' rights are gone and we are worried about rappers. I don't know if we're worried about rappers. We're talking about rappers. So I could say we're talking about rappers and you're worried about voters' rights. So what you saying? We can't talk about nothing but that? I'm confused. Because there's a better way to do that. You could have just said, let's talk about voters' rights. You didn't have to be so weird with it. So you're the mayor of what to talk about, huh? That's your job? You're the mayor, you're the president of discussions, huh? Is that your occupation? You tell people what they should be talking about? I'm confused. And you use the word worried. Do you know what worried means? Is anybody worried about rappers? Like, oh my God, oh my God, they're going to jail. Is anybody worried? Because he says we're worried. That way he say, we worried. Why you just didn't come and say, why nobody wants to talk about what I'm thinking about? Why nobody can't read my mind and talk about the particular subject that I'm thinking about? Because I think you're the one worried about voters' rights. I think we just chilling. I think you're worried about voters' rights. I think you're worried. Because you said it once, voters' rights are gone. You came back. Voters' rights, and we're worried about rappers. It's like, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right, all right, okay. And you said we're. Who is we're? Who is we're? I thought that was me. I thought just me talking about it. I'm weird. I didn't know I was weird. I thought it was just Pharaoh. I thought I was grown. I thought I was Pharaoh. I thought this was my channel. And I thought I could talk about whatever I want to talk about. No, no. I got to read in your mind. Okay, I got somebody named Matty Nelson. Come, he's going to be coming, and he's going to insist we talk about the fact he's worried about voters' rights. What the hell? Hey, don't get your patties all in the bunch. We could get around to that. Is our voters' rights gone? I didn't even know our voters' rights was gone. Probably because I didn't know there was anybody worth voting for. Wait a minute. First, vote for who? They might as well get rid of our voters' rights. All of the politicians suck. But that's another story for another day. Okay. You said, Pharaoh, I ain't gonna. Oh, you was just joking about what? About coming into Chicago and beating me up? First off, first off, first off, who told you I fight? Who told you that I fight, that I'm beat upable? That's the first thing. I'm confused. Who told you you could walk up to me and punch me? That's the first thing. Who told you that? You come to Chicago and you see me, you'll boo boo on yourself, okay? you'll you're number two on yourself. Okay, this is really the real deal. No, you won't do nothing. Okay, you won't do nothing. Yeah, you won't do nothing. He says I'm snitching because I read. Okay, I see I'm ready. You come back tomorrow. Okay, come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Okay, come back tomorrow. I'll go unban you later. You come back, get some rest. Let that stuff get out your system. Come back tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, come back tomorrow. And hopefully wherever you live at, somebody wants to hear what you're talking about. You'll find somebody wants to hear what you're typing. Okay? He says he's talking crazy on the internet, talking crazy. No, he's a little with a poodle. And, boy, I know you's a little witty, little bitty, witty poodle. You not gonna do nothing. Get your ass out of here. He said he not gonna come to Chicago and do nothing. Hey, he gets to Chicago, right? And what does he do? He goes and says, "Do you know Pharaoh said that?" They're like, "Who?" Pharaoh said that. No, who is that? Let me show you his thing. No, who is dude? Oh, this is funny to me. Now, how's he gonna find me first? How's he gonna find me? Am I gonna be outside when if he does? Am I gonna? Where am I gonna be? Where am I gonna be? I'm confused. Where is he gonna find me at? There's some crazy people on the internet. He said he's not gonna come to Chicago and beat me up. Have I ever been beat up before? I never been beat up before when I think about it. I had fights in school, grade school, but I didn't get beat up. I had those little boy fights. You ever had those little boy? I had those little boy fights. You know the little boy fights, you third grade, fourth grade, and you argue who won. But then I hit you in your eye. But then I hit you in your eye. But then I hit you in your lip. I hit you in your lip. So I don't think neither one of us got beat up. We never figured out who won. But as far as getting like beat up or bigger, well, no. In my era, we didn't fight like that. That's a younger era he talk about. I haven't had a fight since I think fifth grade. I think we didn't fight in high school and stuff. I didn't fight in seventh, eighth grade of high school. We didn't fight. We was real mature. Little boys fight. Big boys don't be fighting like that. When I was growing up, because you mostly just hang with people you get along with. Little boys would fight because we've been cooped up in the house in the wintertime. So when our mamas let us outside, we haven't been acclimated. We're not used to being around people. So we have like Most of the fights is like April, May. By June, we used to being back outside. So we're not fighting June, July, August. Most of the fights as soon as we get outside. You move to Africa. Oh, okay. All right, well, good luck with that. Have fun in Africa. In Kenya, the time is 9:17 a.m. What you mean it's too late for me? I don't understand. What are you, me, them? Are you a lady or are you a dude? Are you a female or are you a man? Yeah, you moved to Africa. That's good. I mean, that ain't really none of my business where you move, you grown. What's going on? Iggy Beer? I'm the uncle you never had. Oh, that's cool. Shout out to all the people in Kenya. Tell them I said what's up, especially the ladies, the thick ladies. Tell them I need me a thick Kenyan woman about in her 40s or 50s. Yeah, shout out to all the brothers and sisters in Kenya. The Kenyan ladies are tiny. Okay, well, like boo Kenya. I don't want to come to Kenya. Mm-mm. I pass on Kenya. Okay. All right. Later. Okay. For Kenya. I don't want no tiny ladies. Okay, you trolling. All right, listen. Okay. All right. The Kenyan troll. Boy, we seen you stop typing all up and down there like that. Go your ass to Kenyan sleep. Go to bed. How you say go to bed in Kenya? I don't know. I know how to say basamakula. I don't know what that means, but it means something negative. I say one of the Africans will tell you what I just said. So I'm doing late night. Anything y'all want to talk about? Anything? Let's let it rip. We letting it rip. Let me see. What was I talking about? Let me go back. Rappers are now being considered low-hanging fruit in the entertainment world. Cake streamers are hotter than rappers, and it's probably frustrating rappers. Oh, maybe. Mm, I don't see why they would just go to prison though. The rappers, the only thing hurting rappers is they don't get together. If rappers get together, they could blow rap up. All they gotta do is get together. They could blow rap up. with the internet now. Yeah, they could blow rap through the moon. They can get on social media. They can contact YouTube, get special accommodations for their channel. And a whole bunch of rappers just be on one channel. They be on there rapping. They be on there writing raps. They be on there recording. And there be a bunch of them there to go. They'll make a fortune. They can make a lot of money on you. They can make a lot of money. Everybody would watch them. They just gotta show their whole life. Just show your whole life on YouTube. It'll blow it. Go through the roof. They can get a TV deal doing that. It's creativity that they missing and a lack of unity. That's it. You can't get demonetized live streaming with a beat that nobody's using. So if it's a new beat, it's not registered nowhere. So it's not going to get a copyright strike because it's a new beat. So all they got to do is go live in the studio and be putting on beats and making songs live. And you're going to make a bag off the live before the song even come out. Now, when the song come out, it's liable to do really good, some not. They just not being creative. Just think about it right now. If it was 3 or 4 channels on YouTube where rappers is on there every day rapping, writing beats and talking in a studio, man, everybody be watching that. They just ain't creative. They don't know how to be creative. Everybody be watching that. Everybody, man, everybody will be watching that. When I say everybody, me too. Everybody will be watching them in the studio talking, recording the life of a rapper. Go through the roof. They got to learn how to be creative. It'll go through the roof. You're like, I've seen when he made the song. Damn. Next thing you know, it's on radio. It's on YouTube, the video and everything. They can show themselves shooting a video and all that. They just don't know that with YouTube, you could show the whole world. The whole world want to see everything. They just got to get hip to where we at with it now. They could be making a fortune though. Hell, I'm 68. I'm finna start rapping. I bet you I get rich rapping. I bet you I get. I bet you I bet you just the rap. I'm not talking about in life getting rich. I'm talking about just the rap alone, not the other things I'm doing. I guarantee you it gonna go through the roof. It gonna go through the roof because I'm gonna market it. You gotta market your talent. There's money out there. You just gotta know how to go get it. Rap ain't dead. They just don't know how to, they don't know what they doing. You gotta go with the flow. Rap is live and well. They just aren't thinking how to they ain't thinking how to market. NBA Youngboy and Dirk and them was getting filthy rich. Dirk just got distracted. They keep getting distracted, blowing the bag. Rap ain't gonna never die. Rap gonna be here forever. It's just gonna be more different music genres. It's gonna go through metamorphoses and stuff. They just don't know how to adapt with the society. You know what I mean? You're gonna be 68 on the third. Congratulations, Xavier. Yeah, we both there. These rappers, they don't know how to market themselves because they always try to do what everybody else doing. And in this world, you gotta do something new. You gotta make up your own stuff. You can't wait and try to. You have to be creative. So they creative skills when it come to advertise, they don't got that. They don't got that creativity. You gotta be creative. But I don't know how you a rapper you can't get no money with YouTube and Instagram and all that and Facebook. You can't get no money. What the hell? You got your own with YouTube. You got your own TV show. If you get on there and rap all the time, your audience gonna go through the roof when they find out you over there rapping. You over there making songs that later get released. They be like, I seen him when he made that song. What went on in Chicago about the policeman today? What policeman? I don't know. What happened? Somebody tell me. I ain't seen the news. I was asleep. What happened? Somebody tell me what happened with the policeman in Chicago today. I didn't see. I ain't seen no news. I was just working out. I didn't have the TV on. I don't watch TV. And then I wasn't on Instagram. If I would have been on Instagram like I usually be, I probably would have seen it pass up. I didn't see it. What happened? Anybody know? What happened with the policeman in Chicago? Somebody inform me. Because I probably wouldn't have seen it till in the morning. Or maybe tonight if I was scrolling, I would have seen it once if I was scrolling. I ain't really seen nothing. I got up. I was up early working out and stuff, went to sleep, woke up and just went up. Woke up late and then just got on live. Well, I wouldn't say woke up, but got up. Because you know, with this working out and stuff, you'll wake up, but you won't necessarily get up. You'll lay around. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? Anybody know? Come on in, hit the like button, share, subscribe, support the channel. Cash App, Super Chat, all that. Yeah, what happened, sweetheart? What happened with the policeman in Chicago? And what else? Y'all got some questions? Hit me with some questions, some conversation. What's going on? What you want to talk about? What's happening? Hit the like button, share, subscribe. What's happening? What's been going on? What you want to talk about? What kind of questions you got? I've been also dealing with the internet. My internet is messed up. It's probably still tripping a little bit. They can't fix it. I think it's the building because I got a new modem and everything. It still look like it's tripping a little bit. I hope they hurry up and get it figured out. You can still hear me though, even though I freeze. So the hell with it. Just listen. I don't know what's going on. Something. Even on this end, I'm seeing something flick on my screen and stuff. Like, what the hell? Don't nobody know what happened in Chicago? Somebody will tell me in a minute. Yeah, come on there, hit the like button too. Come on there, rep your city in the chat too. Rep your city if you haven't done that yet. Where you from? I seen that crazy Hispanic lady that was talking racist and they fired her and she was trying to apologize and all that crazy stuff. Girl, you crazy. You went and did that when you got a job. Boy, these people that lost their mind, you got a job, you can't get on the internet and talk crazy. What the hell was wrong with her? Come on, I got to say the N word. I loved it. And you see a police, they fired her. Girls, you lost your. I couldn't even concentrate on the racist part. I was looking at her like, you going to say all that on the internet? Girl, you finna get fired. What the hell was wrong with her? Talk about she love arrested. She can't wait to arrest one of us. See, people like that will shoot a black person just because something wrong with her. Girl, what the hell wrong with you? You lost your job like that? You got on the internet and said all that? They're crazy. These people is crazy. I got 56 people over here. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that. That lady was crazy. She was some Hispanic lady. Talking about she don't like us. Baby, bye. Girl, you crazy. And you a police officer, and you said that they're gonna follow you the rest of your life. She's gonna be 58. This is 58 year old son. Remember she said this? That's never gonna go away. I wonder if she know that. That's what she know the internet. Hey, that's not gonna never go away for the rest of her life. They're gonna keep bringing up what she said. They're gonna follow her for the rest of life. They're gonna keep up with her. The internet crazy. Anything happened to her, they gonna bring her up. Remember the racist lady? This what happened to her. She got a parking ticket. Remember the racist lady? Oh, she fell off a balcony. Anything they gonna say. Remember the racist lady? This was she just got married. Her husband beat her up and divorced her. Anything she do, they gonna be like, remember the racist cop lady for the rest of her life. She done went and messed her life up like that. Talking about she don't like some people that don't care. She don't like me. Oh, you don't like me? Oh my, I hurt. Girl, we don't care, baby. Bye. I mean, she don't like black people. Girl, is you crazy? I need to go run her down. Say, listen, Let me knock your back out, take a picture with me, kissing on me and stuff. That might fix it. You know? I might can help. I might can help you, baby girl. I don't know the situation. What's the situation? Who is Joe McCain? I don't know. What's the situation? What's the situation with Joe McCain? I don't know. What he doing? Who the hell is Joe McCain? What do you do? I don't know. Who is Joe McCain and what he do? Somebody tell me who is he first and what he do? Who the hell is that? And nobody never told me about the policeman in Chicago. Satobia never told me about the policeman in Chicago. You did. You gone, Satobia? Where you at, sweetie? Oh, you mean the guy that was walking with the lady with the tigers and all that? That guy? That guy? The guy was over there with the young black lady, what, the week before last? That's who you talking about? I don't know. What, the stage it didn't really happen? Is she really unalived or it's fake? It's fake. She's still alive. She passed away. So you didn't stage it. Oh, okay. What I think about it, she he looked crazy anyway. I seen him. I seen him walking with a fake tiger and all that. He looked crazy anyway. He looked crazy. She's a bad judge of character. Because he looked crazy to me. You know, she F8 and FO. Because he looked crazy. Yeah, well, she looked crazy. So I didn't pay no lot of attention to her. When I seen her strutting around with him, I knew, like, girl, baby, bye. I don't know what she thought. He looked crazy to me. They both look crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? She looked crazy and he looked crazy. They looked like two crazy people. She looked like one of them type of people that talk down on black men. F8 and FO. In her mind, he probably was greater than me. In her mind, she wouldn't probably give a black man the time of day. You're only supposed to eat one of these a day. because they got too much selenium in them. Don't eat a lot, eat one. It's to the man. They got too much selenium in it. You can't eat a bunch. I've seen them strutting around. I didn't pay no attention to the story because it looked crazy. She looked crazy anyway, so I wouldn't have been surprised. She thought she was living her best life. When he got with a crazy man. Crazy. He looked crazy. Both of them looked crazy. She looked crazy too. That whole thing looked crazy. To me, it looked negative to me. The vibe, I didn't like the vibe of it. Before I knew she was unalive, when I seen her walking with him with the tiger or white tiger or whatever, I said, look at this lunatic. She looked crazy. I don't mean nothing should have happened to her though. Nothing should have happened to her. Rest in peace to her. I feel sorry for her. But it didn't look right to me. He looked crazy right off the top to me. He looked violent to me when I seen him. I didn't like him. I said, what the hell is she doing with his crazy ass? It looked like he had money. I'm like, he ain't got no wife already. So he just with you. Just why you? It just didn't. It did. They looked Mitch Mac, Paddywhack, give a dog a bone. They didn't look like no real couple. It looked like a staged couple. It didn't look real. Not because he white. It's just them. Period. Both of their characters didn't match. It just didn't. It looked like two lunatics that's only out for themselves and don't even like the other person, and both of them was using each other for a photo op. That's what it looked like to me. You hope that's the last time something like that happens. You're going to be a hoping ass. Keep on hoping. It happened before then. It's going to happen afterwards. I don't know what make you think that ain't going to happen no more. It ain't going to happen exactly in that type of way. You American what? You a man or you a woman? I don't know. What else going on? Uh, Satobia never told me about the police officer. You know how it is. Welcome to the world. It's always something. In a big world like this, there's going to always be something. Always. What else going on? Somebody got some questions you want me to discuss? We're on a late night tip, doing what we do. You got questions? You got something you want to discuss? Hit me up. I remember seeing her walking with him with the tiger, and then I think like the next day or two, I heard she was unalive. I said, "Oh, that's the one who was walking around with him." It looked crazy to me anyway. It looked make believe. It looked like some kind of weirdo fantasy to me anyway. It's dangerous out here in the world. The world is dangerous. There's all kind of stuff going on. For real. You gotta be really careful. Especially when you start traveling international and stuff like that. On them cruise ships where you ain't under no government law, they could just throw you overboard. Really? Mental illness at an all-time high. People using substances. He might have got on some substance, been on some substances, was out of his mind. Because they got substances that make you really be evil for real. Or straight up. They got stuff that'll make you be evil. It'll just mess with your whole vibe. Sure do. Some of these chemical substances is almost like witchcraft. Yeah, they do all that on cruise ships. Cruise ships, because you ain't in no country. So a lot of the laws don't exist out in the middle of the ocean. You ain't under no jurisdiction. If you're in the wrong place in the ocean, you ain't under no jurisdiction. It's dangerous out there. It's real dangerous on them cruise ships. I know a lady, she went on a cruise, and then when it was over, they found the lady unalive down in the boiler room. They ain't know what happened. But whatever happened, they can't do nothing about it. Didn't happen on U.S. soil. Who I think the next president gonna be? I don't have no idea. I don't know who running. We won't know who's running for a minute. We have to wait to see who's running. We won't have no clue on that till shoot after the midterms. Oh, okay. Zootopia. So that all the information ain't came out yet. No, I ain't see the Michael movie. I don't think I want to see it. It ain't gonna be real. Michael was a great talent, but I don't like him. When he said he don't think there's nothing wrong with sleeping with a child, I was through with him. Oh, thanks for the support. Yeah, Michael Jackson is a weirdo, but I seen him live at concert. He's the most amazing performer I ever seen. But I don't like him. It's a lot happened with that right there. It was a lot going on with that. There's a lot with Clifton Davis and Diana Ross. It's a lot. Remember Diana? Remember what Diana said? See, people missed it back then. She said, "What? I'm coming out. I want the world to know." But nobody picked up what she was saying. You know, Michael was always with Diana. You know the song Ben, the two of us need look. That was written by Clifton Davis. That was a song written to Michael Jackson. And they just took it and put it in. That was, yeah, allegedly, that was a love song Clifton Davis wrote to Michael. Allegedly. Don't get me started on that. Oh, there's a bunch of funny stuff with that. That song Ben was a love song that Clifton wrote to Michael, allegedly. And they used it in the movie Willard about the rats. This is way back before a lot of things was acceptable. But Dan told you straight up, I'm coming out. I want the world to know that I love you so. What you mean you coming out? Rick James say, busting out. I'm busting out. Yeah, that was that era. This era, a lot of these records. That's why I switched over from this and started growing my dreads, comedic, Rasta, because this era, I got drove out of this era. It started to change. The clubs I was going to began to change. We're going to just leave that like that. I remember it was like, you're going to be at the YMCA. My daddy said, why they sing about the YMCA? Ain't nothing but men in there. My daddy said, why them men keep singing about the YMCA? Ain't nothing but men in there. That's when I started growing my dreadlocks, went vegan, and got out that scene. Yeah, I got out that scene. House parties were where LGBTQ safe zone for them to go. They had to create their own party. So they created the house party. The house party was for gay men mostly, and some gay women, but mostly gay men. That's already documented historically. Yeah, house music was for gay, was a place where gay men could go because, they used to discriminate. My engineer, Ron Gresham, he produced the first house record. I know people that knew Frankie Knuckles and all that. How's the best way to support yourself without a job? Uh, well, okay. You can't support yourself without a job. So what you mean is, how can you support yourself by not working for somebody else? Because whatever you're going to do to support yourself is still going to be a job. So you're still going to have a job, but you're going to be working for yourself. That's what a lot of people don't understand. So yes, you really want to say how can you work for yourself? Because it's still gonna be a job. It's just you're gonna be working for yourself. There's no way to make no money without a job, without the without the work ethic to make the money, even if you're working for yourself. So when you look at it like that, there's lots of ways. Doing hair, barbershop, beauty shop, carpenter, plumber, store, website, selling products. It's a lot of ways. But you're still gonna be working on. But you're just working for yourself. You're taking the same thing when you go work for somebody, they invest in everything and then you come help them sell it. When you work for yourself, you're gonna invest in everything and sell it. So it's the same. Only you the boss. But you still gonna have a job. So that's why so many people fail when they work for themselves because they don't think it's a job and then they don't make no money. They ain't willing to work hard. Or you gonna work hard for yourself because the job do a lot of the work for you and help you. But when you got to do it all yourself, you got to build it from scratch. So a lot of people don't know it's harder work. Sometimes it's better to have a job. Let them have everything set up and you just go through the motions. But when you work for yourself, you not only got to go to work, you got to set everything up. You got to do everything. So whereas you got a job, you work 8 hours a day. If you work for yourself, you might be working 10, 12 hours a day. It might be more work. And you might fail and have to keep changing uh, your hustle. But definitely not easy. I had to work for myself because I didn't want to cut my dreads. That was back in 1978 or something like that. I didn't want to cut my dreads, so I had to figure it out. Nobody would hire you back then if you had dreadlocks. Nobody knew what dreadlocks was. Dreadlocks didn't get popular until the 2000s. Dreadlocks wasn't popular in the 80s or the 90s. 20 years, dreadlocks you was an outcast. But One of the first things to do is see what kind of skills you got. Do you got your own natural skills? What you got? Let's say you really can bake good and everybody say your pies is the best. Then you can sell pies. So it depends on real skill set or your hustle. But you're still gonna be working though, even harder than when you work for somebody else. If you're gonna work real hard, because you gotta do everything. When you work for somebody, they have everything for you already. When you work for yourself, you gotta have it all. That's why some people prefer a job because it's easier. It's easier than working for yourself. And some people feel like it's gonna be easy to work for themselves, and when they start doing it, they say, "Oh hell no, this is harder." Because you got to invest all your money, and if it don't work, you just lost all that money. Yeah, working for yourself is hard. It's harder than working for somebody else. You work for somebody else, you do your 8 hours, go home, you ain't got to think about it. You work for yourself, you don't never get off. You don't get off. No, I don't watch our show Speed. He don't really interest me. I don't like him, so I don't watch him. Yeah, it don't interest me. But I mean, young people, that's what people, fans, people be fans. I wouldn't be no fan. Who taking what rights away? Yeah, I know who he is. He's popular. I just don't. He's not interesting to me. Who taking our rights away? I don't know. I'm not in Africa. You say you live in Kenya. You say you live in Kenya. Uh, I can't tell you what you can do in Africa because I would have to be there. So you have to develop your business based on being there. So you'd have to be in Africa, and a business is based off of what's missing. So I couldn't tell you what's missing. So I couldn't tell you what gap to fill. Voting, you just right. I don't understand nothing you saying, Andrew. You're choppy. You're not saying what you're trying to say. You just, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to respond. Speed is the king and earth. I don't know. I just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't against him. He just ain't nothing I'm interested in. I can't. I won't get nothing out of what I'm gonna get out of watching. Nothing. That's for young. That's for people and other. That's for people fans. I'm not really. I'm not really fan like that. I never was a person that want to run and see Michael Jordan and all that. No, I don't really got to see. I don't really for what. I've seen them, but it's not nothing. It's nothing that's gonna benefit me watching. What I'm gonna get from that watching that? Nothing. I've seen him in Africa. I've seen him a couple play. What policies? You right. You all choppy, so I don't know what you're saying, Andrew. You're not making no sense. You choppy. What policies? I haven't been paying them no whole lot of attention because it's too weird. Trump and all that. It's too much. It's too much weird stuff. What is it giving you anxiety or something? Because you typing in capitals, is this affecting you? How is it affecting you? Is it affecting you some kind of way, Andrew? What is it doing to you? And how you dealing with it? That's the question. What you gonna do about it, Andrew? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What's your solution, Andrew? What's your solution? You say speed is the king. That's a horrible ass king. What kind of kingdom he got? He got food. He's not no king. But I understand what you're trying to say. He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity. But a king is responsible for security of a kingdom, food, agriculture, and all that. He's just a celebrity. And he's not a celebrity based on nothing. He's just a celebrity based on the internet. He's not a celebrity based on doing nothing but being on the internet. Kaisenet is the same way. They all just celebrities are based on popularity, not based on doing nothing. That's like fake idol worship. I ain't really pay no attention to that stuff, Andrew. I seen it. I don't know if it was staged or not. I can't tell. I'm very careful about the internet. Very careful. I don't let the internet. You good at robbing. Somebody got something else to say? Because it looked like I got a bunch of trolls just typing anything. What else is going on? With y'all, what else is going on? Yeah, I think we'll get reparations. One way or the other. Anybody got something? What's going on? What questions you got? You got good questions, interesting questions? Let me know. Yeah, I think we'll get reparations. I think we get reparations. We focus on it. It'll be inevitable. Sometimes the system becomes worried, try to do something right, feel like it's got a bunch of bad karma. So when the system feels like it's a bunch of bad karma, they'll try to make it right. What else going on? Somebody got some more questions or whatever? It's getting late. What is it? It's 2 a.m. Do I still talk about the war? Which war? The war in Iran and stuff? Yeah, when there's some updates right now, everything is on pause. So right now, everything is on pause. So yeah, I'm still watching what's going on over there. But Trump has probably just got the strait blocked, and he's just selling oil from South America, and he's just gonna let that play out. I already see where that's going. He turned that into personal gain to sell the oil he took from Venezuela. Smart. Now he's just gonna sit back and let Iran collapse, which is smart. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna let Iran collapse while he get the oil ready for Venezuela, get the gas ready over here. Gas prices will go down because they gonna start getting that gas ready from Venezuela. They're gonna take that stuff from Venezuela, send it to refineries in the United States. There's gonna be plenty of gas. Gas prices will go down. It's just gonna take a little while because they're a little bit behind. That's all because of that. But they got they got Venezuela, the number one oil producer in the world. All they got to do is just bring the oil up and refine it. Plenty of oil refineries here in the United States. They're gonna refine it. The oil prices gonna go right back down. Everything will be back fine. Roland Martin was in Shreveport. That's good. Yeah, they using the babies. I thought it was nine babies. It's eight. I thought it was nine. Okay, it was eight. Yeah, that was crazy. Mental illness at its finest. Kathy, just straight mental illness. Mental illness is a serious problem. Oh, one got away. Okay. Yeah, mental illness is a serious problem. That was definitely mental illness at its highest. Sad, you know what I mean? But you can look at him and see there was mental illness. You can look at his pictures and see how he looked different one minute and another. He got a picture with all the kids at one time. He looked like he was kind of clean then. He looked like he had cleaned up his act. But it definitely was mental illness. It wasn't no crime. It was mental illness. I wish they would divide mental illness from crime. That's not really a crime. That's mental illness. Ain't nobody unaliving no eight babies. That's that's mental illness. I would like them to separate mental illness from crime, and I would like them to lock them up separately. You know, I like them to lock up the people from mental illness and mental illness prisons, and the people doing crime in criminal prison. Don't lock up the mental illness people with the regular criminals and make them crazy. You don't deserve to be locked up with no crazy person. And they really need to work on that. I mean, I was in the county jail one time. They had a crazy dude, but he was peaceful. He was just picking up cans, and they tried to say he broke in cars, but he didn't break in no cars. But he had been to Vietnam, so he was a little strange. He shouldn't have been in the county jail. And they lied on him. He was hurt about that. He said, everybody over there know me. They know I just be picking up cans. And they know damn well I didn't break in nobody's car. Mental illness, mental illness is like if you crazy. See, a crime is done for sanity, right? Mental illness is a tragedy, not a crime, right? Yeah, the difference is this. The crimes are different. The crimes are different from mental illness and sanity. Sanity would be like you get to arguing with your girlfriend, you shoot her, you got mad, you robbed somebody, you shot them in a robbery, you got in a fight, you shot somebody. Going and unalive and trying to unalive 9 babies, that ain't no crime, that's crazy. That ain't no crime, that's crazy. I wouldn't like Africa. I wouldn't like Africa. I wouldn't want to live in Africa. I don't even like Africans here. Why would I go over there? I don't. There's no benefit of me coming to Africa. My daddy always told me, don't never go nowhere where you meet too many people from. There's too many people trying to get the hell out of Africa. Why would I go there? So like, they still got to be dealt with because they came to be in society. But they need to have one place they lock them up for that, and one place they lock up the criminals. They shouldn't be locking up the crazy people with the criminals because that could cause the criminals to become more crazy. Then they get out. If your son went to jail for something, why should he be in the jail with this guy that unalive 8 babies? See what I'm saying? Your son didn't do nothing like that. Your son might have been selling some illegal substances or something, robbed a store or something. Why should he be locked up with the dude that unalive 8 babies? That ain't the same. I knew right away. Everybody told me how horrible it is. I'm like, what you mean horrible? This guy's crazy. Who does that? That's obviously crazy. That's obviously mental illness. They try to act like it was a crime. It's like, no, he's crazy. They should have 2 different places where they lock up mental illness, and they should have. I've been saying it. America needs a department of psychiatry and psychology. If they had that, they would have experts like me that would determine what's going to be determined a crime, what's going to be determined mental illness. They both got to come off the streets, but they need to be locked up in different facilities. You don't want to lock up the kid that was stealing bikes and stealing cars with the crazy man to chop his wife up in a bunch of pieces. Well, that's not a crime. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there's definitely a difference, a big difference. They shouldn't lock them up together. They need 2 different types of treatment. Yeah, no tax on overtime is definitely, would they please, right? They shut down a lot of mental institutions because they didn't have the money. They couldn't afford to keep them over. It was just a bunch of money. I used to work when I got in high school. My girlfriend was a nurse. My girlfriend's mother was a nurse, and my girlfriend was going to St. Louis College of Pharmacy. But her mother got us a job working for the state mental institution. And the difference between prison and the state mental institution is the state mental institution, there's many different types of mental illness, a lot. The ones I work with was extremely nice. They just have certain abilities they can't do. But they had one place with the one like to play with their boo boo, rub it everywhere. They had to keep them in a certain room. Then they had areas with the violent ones. They have to keep them locked up. Because there's a good five, easily 4 to 5 different types of mental illness. But a lot of them is fine. They basically almost like mental retardation. They might have certain deformities, like hey, Pharaoh, like that. I worked with that group, and it was amazing because, well, my name was Michael. So the first day they brought me in there, and it was about 40 of them. And they said, "This is Michael. He's gonna be working here." And the next day when I came to work, they introduced me to them people one time. The next day when I come to work, every last one of them say, "Hi, Michael. Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael." It was amazing. Every one of them remember my name from one time. They were so cool. But these was the peaceful ones that just got like disabilities. But they had other ones that like do crazy stuff. They had to put them in padded rooms, or they had to put them in rooms with drains and stuff so they could wash them down because they'll boo boo on themselves and pee on themselves, stuff like that. They can't be with the right. So they closed all those. And a lot of them is homeless people now. See a lot of them homeless people? Yeah, that's where they at now. They homeless. So you'll be on the train and somebody just start hollering and screaming. Yeah, that'd be one of them. They didn't keep funding it. They closed them all down. Governor Bobby Jindal privatized, yeah, state facilities. So a lot of times they got them all mixed together and they out in the homeless. I remember that lady that that did that to their baby, her baby a lot of times out by the pool. I said right there, that lady crazy. That lady ain't no criminal. Who do that to a baby? That's mental illness. It's not crime. That's not a crime. Maybe you did that to a baby all them times with a thing. That's not a crime. You could tell a mental illness because what they do is just bizarre. It has nothing to do with criminal activity. Criminal activity is clear. They don't want to deal with it because they would have to deal with all these. Some of it is demonic possession, some of it is not. But some of it is demonic possession. There's at least, like I said, 5 different types. There's the real peaceful ones, but they can't live in society. And they'll just be homeless. They'll just be out there wandering. And then if they, it's like this cat there, if they're the real peaceful one and he's out there and he starts getting abused by the violent one could turn the peaceful one violent. So it's very important to keep them separate so they can stay in their same zone. Because if you take the peaceful one and he keep getting abused by the violent one, he might lash out. So you're just creating a worse problem. Because you took this peaceful one and made him subjected to all this abuse and punishment. And now you're making him crazier. He was all right. So it's a lot. It's a lot to it. But they don't want to spend the money for it because there ain't no money coming back. It don't make no money. Yeah, a scared person hurt you. It don't make no money. But they got all this money to go to outer space and do stupid experiments. But that money could be helping on people. Yeah, you could tell. You could tell when I came up, my mother had two brothers. They was younger than her, D and Maine. And they had like issues. Maine was always smiling and stuff. D D was just like, let me hold on to your money. And then I give him my money and I'm like, D, give me my money. I want to buy something. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's like, and the only one could get my money back was my mother. My mother know how to talk to him to get it. But if you got D really mad, ain't no telling what he might do. But he wasn't really violent. Somebody ran over him. He used to walk to town and back. Somebody ran over him and left him on the side of the road for unalive. And Maine didn't do nothing, just smile. So you got different kind. They need the professionalism to analyze them. Yep, his name was D and Maine. They was super strong. You know how everybody pick up 100-pound bag? D would put two of them on this shoulder and two on that shoulder. 400 pounds. Pick them up like they wasn't nothing. One time I was in the swing, they hang two ropes on the swing with a board and push you. And I made a mistake and told Maine to push me. And when he pushed me, it went way up like this and said, yank. Oh, good thing I was from the city. And I was wild jumping off swings. I held on. I would have probably, I could have broke my neck, anything. He almost pushed me over this the limb and this the rope. He pushed me. He almost pushed me over it. That's how strong Maine was. But he always be smiling and stuff like that. D was quiet and stuff. My mother knew how to deal with him. But D, if you piss him off, ain't no telling. But they wasn't my granddaddy raised them. That was my two of my granddaddy's sons. They didn't cause no problems. But you got different types though. We had one on our block. His mother used to keep him in the basement a lot. One time he got out the basement, went across the street and got in a lady's dryer. Went in there, he was in the dryer. So you have different types. Now some have violent. Yeah, Armstrong, yeah. Some have violent, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have no facilities for them. And then some are kind of like normal. And then some might got some anger and then also get on substance abuse. I think that's what happened to the man that did that to the babies. I believe he had some issues and substance abuse. That's what I believe. Because some of them will be drawn to substance abuse. So it's something they really should deal with. But when I already did them to the babies, I already knew that was mental illness. Ain't nobody doing that to no babies. That's not criminal behavior. I would explain Deuteronomy 28. I would have to look at it. That's interesting because my daughter been calling me. I just ordered her a Bible. She coming to pick it up. She coming up here to visit. I just ordered her a Bible. I'm going to give her my Deuteronomy 28. Let's see. Deuteronomy 28. It's too much to read. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll look at it. I mean, Deuteronomy 28 is based on them times, written based on those times. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. I think that's written by Moses. And I think that's written by Moses, and that's just somebody talking about curses. You know what I'm saying? That's just talking about not living right and the results of it as far as being cursed because you're not living right. And it's just explaining when you're not living right how certain things could begin to happen to you. It's not going into details, but I know what it's saying. When you're not living right, certain things could begin to happen to you. That whole thing is melanated people. A dual diagnosis. Like I said, America needs a department of psychiatry and psychology because you have all different types of mental illness. You have mental illness that people are born with. You have induced mental illness. You could have a head injury that could cause mental illness. So it's not cut and dry. You would need experts to diagnose the many various types and the reasons for it. Abuse could cause mental illness, where you've been abused. It's a lot of different things that could cause mental illness, a lot. So that would have to be a whole government agency to get the categories together and categorize everybody. It's never been done. They have to be categorized, the various types. And then the drugs make it worse. So the substances they give them, when they miss their medicine, they get twice as worse. And so you hear they give you some medicine, you go there. You miss the medicine, you go here. They give you some medicine, you go there. You miss the medicine, you go there. Every time you miss the medicine, it's worse because they give you psychotic medicine that makes you worse. Yeah, the medicine makes you worse if you miss it. You go do. Every time you miss it until you commit, Harvey Kitty commit, you been done some crazy medicine. Yeah, you got healthcare workers, and then healthcare workers can't deal with that. So that's a good point. You would have to train special staff specifically for that. You can't just put a nurse there. You can't just give a nurse that job. So the people that have that job would have to have certain psychological abilities themselves, like my mother, like me. My mother had the type of mind that could deal with them. Everybody don't got that. That's a natural born gift. You can't even be taught that unless you got it already. But it's a lot of people got it. There's people got it that don't know it. You can get them and bring them in, but it takes a psychological. They need medical help and psychological help, but not everybody could do them. Like I said, my mother was real good at it. That's where I got it from. My father was a sociologist by nature, and my mother was a psychiatrist by nature. But because we was black people and come from the Great Migration, a lot of our people never was able to reach their greatness, never was in the type of school situation to know what they could do. So we had a whole bunch of black people that never really knew what they could do. My mother and father was two of them. But this country needs a Department of Psychiatry and Psychology. I've been saying that for years. So that's what be happening with the gangs. You're in the gang, but one of the dudes in the gang is a nut, right? So then he go do something crazy, and they say the gang is violent. No, dude was crazy. That's in the gang, but there's nobody to diagnose him. But there's people got that natural talent, and they would be able to find them and train them better. And we can stop a lot of these problems if we put the right people in the right position. Because when it comes to psychology, that's something you gotta be born with. Music too. You can't just play music. You can go to learn to play an instrument, but you ain't gonna just like it and really pick up on it. That's something you gotta have. Dancing. Some people could just dance. It's just something they could do. Some people is just athletic. Even cooking. You ever notice some people can cook their ass off? And you can cook and stuff, but not like them. They can make all kind of stuff. It's just like it's a talent, music. People have like specific talents, but we don't identify. We just send a bunch of kids and sit them in the school, and that's it. And nobody looks at their specific talent and split them up and send them to specific schools for those specific talents. So a lot of talent just get lost because there ain't nobody to really look at the talent. Y'all know I ain't lying. So much natural talent get lost. Yeah. Some people can just cook, man, like a whole different type of cooking. Like a whole nother something different. Telling you. You be looking like, wow. They could figure out how to cook it with no lessons. He said, what the heck? Everybody make a cake, but that cake be crazy. How the hell you made that? It's just a natural talent. Same for sewing, hair, farming, music, all that. We don't separate the talents anymore. But we definitely don't have nobody to look at the mental illness and know the different types of mental illness and know how to deal with them. That's one of the things when you go to the county jail or prison. Yeah, it's a lot of that in there. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, they ain't all just criminals. Some of them is like this. You know what I'm saying? Easily triggered, all that. Crash out, lose their mind. Sometimes they created like that by their upbringing. It could be abuse. It could be some. It's a lot of different ways. Your mind. You could be born with your mind messed up. People can mess your mind up. The mind is very fragile. It could be messed up at birth. Then there's so many different types of mental illness. It's just crazy. Because like mental retardation is something totally different. And then some of them have mental problems and physical problems. Because my uncles D and Maine, they walked funny too. They didn't walk normal. They didn't talk normal. So you could tell. You know what I mean? You could tell they was just naturally there was something, right? Now they just lump everybody together. As a parent, when you had children, you could tell which one of your babies is which. For real. You could tell. You could tell with the kids. You could tell which one is over emotional, that just can't take nothing and just go too far with their emotions. They just can't do emotional stuff. They break down. They get more upset than they supposed to be. You can really tell with your children. All your children be different. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way with the mental situation. If they really dealt with that, we wouldn't have all this. We wouldn't have all this unalive and violent because you got the violence, you got the mental situation, then they get out here with these illegal substances. So imagine a dude that's already got some mental and he go out here and get on drugs. Because a lot of people that's addicted to drugs have mental issues, all different types. Alcoholism, a lot of people that's attracted to that have mental issues. I'm telling you. They ain't just drinking just because they drinking. It's more to it than that. For real. But they don't teach that. Yeah, that department would really help a lot. It would help so much. And some of the people that have like mental illness on this side is exceptionally over here. Like they got superpowers over here, like with art or something like that. Sometimes what they can do is like phenomenal. They can't do this, but what they can do is phenomenal. Like like superhuman for real. For real. Some of them that can't do this, it's exceptional over here with this. Nobody goes to find out what they can do. A lot of times they're exceptional at something else, like beyond. Look at Stevie Wonder. He couldn't sing, right? Look at his music skills. He's beyond natural. Stevie was superhuman when it came to music. I ain't lying. It would save us so much headaches if we dealt with that. It would, but it's definitely real. I kind of got the mixture. I got my daddy's sociology and I got my mother's psychiatry. So I'm kind of like a mixture of them. My mother's psychiatry was through the roof, though. My mother worked for the VA, and they had a guy at the VA, and he left the VA, and he went to the south side of Chicago and got on the overpass and said he was going to jump. And they called my mother, and they rushed my mother down there to try to see if she could talk him down. Now, my mother was like a patient rep, so what made her think she could do that? So my mother said, Michael, so when I got down there, she knew everything about the man. And she said one thing that triggered him. He don't want nobody to touch his stuff in his room. So she said he was up on the bridge going to jump. And my mother said, you don't need to jump off of there, but I'm finna go get your stuff. I'm finna go get your stuff in your room. And he got down off the overpass and ran in my mama's face and said, no, don't touch my stuff. And they grabbed him. Real. She said she was gonna go touch his stuff. Man, he forgot he was finna jump. Man, he jumped down off that overpass and ran him on. You better not mess with my stuff. She said, I knew that would get him down because that's all he be complaining about. Don't touch his stuff. One time my daughter called me. She called me on the phone. She said, Daddy, I'm finna unalive myself. That's what she told me. The worst thing I could have did was tell her don't do it. That's what she wanted me to say, so she'd do it. So you gotta know what to say. You gotta have a natural skill. I got a natural skill. I knew. The only reason she told me that, if I would have said don't do it, she would have did it. So I did what my mother would do. I told my daughter, can I have all your stuff? I told my daughter, can I have all your stuff? And I told her, I said, if you unalive yourself, your grandmama gonna cry for a while, your granddaddy gonna cry for a while, everybody gonna be upset, but eventually everybody gonna go back to their life. You just gonna be gone. She never did. She never said that shit again. Because she was only doing it for attention to want somebody to want her not to do it. And I let her know, ain't nobody gonna care. You're just gonna be gone. She's still alive. I told her straight up, girl, they only gonna miss you for a few days. Because she was trying to do it for that, for their attention like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll show them. So I let her know, no, you won't. You just be gone. You ain't showing them nothing. She ain't never said that stuff no more. Because I seen the purpose of it. The purpose was to affect everybody else. Once I took that away, there wasn't no purpose no more. I let her know, you just going to be gone. Everybody going to be upset for a few days. And everybody got. I asked her, I said, is your grandmama going to miss work? She said, no. What about granddaddy? All right, then. Ain't nobody gonna stop doing what they doing because you do that. Stop. Go sit your ass down somewhere. She ain't never do that no more. When I had on the phone, I kept talking to her, acting like I was going somewhere else, but I was rushing to the house. You know what I'm saying? So I just end up at the crib. I just came in the crib. She thought I was on the phone going somewhere else. I stalled her out so I could get there. If I would have told her I was coming, ain't no telling what she would have did. So I made her think I was going somewhere else, further away. But I was rushing to the house. She was at my mother's house. I had a key to get in. I came in. She was still on the phone talking to me, thinking I'm gone somewhere else. And I just told her the reality. You want to do that because you want to hurt people. It's not going to hurt nobody. And just told her the truth. She was trying to show somebody something. I just let her know, you ain't going to show nobody nothing. You're just going to be gone. And I cannot have all your stuff. And that was it. She learned. She never do that no more. It's a natural talent. You got to be like born with that. You can't learn that. You can learn how to enhance it, and people like me can see if you got it. And that's why I was probably put in a position to have a girlfriend whose mother worked at a mental facility, and I worked there as a kid. I was young. I was, what, 18? And I was a natural. I was real good at it. I would have moved up really. I would have really been high in the state of Illinois, but they closed a lot of them. Because it's something you got to judge each situation. You got to really got to have that natural skill, like a piano player. So you got to know how to read it, and it's something that nobody can teach you, and you got to know the antidote to what's going on. It's a gift. It ain't nothing you can learn, but it's something you can have that somebody can point out, and you'll enhance it. See, the guy that hurt them babies, I could have stopped that if I would have knew. I could have stopped it. I could have stopped them from doing that. But you got to be there. If you ain't there, you can't. He was trying to prove something to everybody else. He was trying to hurt everybody. But see, his was a little rough because I'm sure there was substance abuse mixed with the mental, because the whole situation was mental. Him and the women, they all something wrong with all of them. Anytime he got two babies by this one and two babies by that one, and all four, these two are the same age, and that show you the whole clan something was wrong with them. How you with two women, right? He was at the VA for 2 weeks. He know see what I'm saying? He was at the VA for 2 weeks. He never should have been released out there like that, back around the babies. He should have been had a specific counseling first, and then the medicine. Guaranteed they put him on the medicine, and the medicine is like evil because the medicine, if you here, you take the medicine, you go here. When the medicine wear off, you go there. Then they give you some medicine again, you go here. When it wear off, you go there. Every time the medicine go off, you're worse. That medicine make it worse and worse every time they miss their medicine. They twice as worse as they was. That's a fact. I know that personally. I seen that. I've seen that personally. The medicine, every time they miss it, they worse. If they right here and they give them that medicine, they gonna come down like that. And when they mix that medicine, they not going back here, they going there. That medicine is no good. That medicine is no good at all. And in some cases, it could lead to demonic possession. I've seen that up close and personal. I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that close and personal. Yeah, that's then them things get in you. Because some of it is demonic possession. You gotta know what. That's why I say you gotta know. Some of it is physical. Some of it is possession. I've seen that close and personal as a young person. Some of it is demonic possession. I've seen it up close. I even met the demon that was in the person. Yeah, that was crazy. I think I was like 20. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Like the exorcists and stuff. That's why I say you gotta have experts to know if it's mental illness or if it's demonic possession. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like no joke. I seen it close. I talked about it on one of my lives. I just don't want to talk about it tonight. Yeah, I've seen that. So that's why I say it's so many different types. Some of it is possession. It's people live in them. It's creatures live in them. It could be multiple personalities too, or it could just be one. It could be one alternative personality, or it could be three or four of them in there. Remember, Christ cast out the demon, and Christ asked them, "Who are you?" And they said, "We are legions, for we are many." And he cast them into the pigs, and the pigs ran in the pond and drowned themselves. Yeah, they can have a bunch of them in there. Like I said, I met one. I met one in a person. It was deep. I was too young for that though. It was deep. I seen it myself. And they be telling them what to do. Yeah, Lorenzo. I seen it up front. I seen it up close and personal. It be something in them. It's one of the craziest things you ever see in your life. Sometimes it talk in its regular voice too. It don't be their voice. All that. It's the craziest thing you ever seen. I'm telling you. So that's why you gotta know, you know. Heck yeah, I seen it close. I experienced it close up when I was young, personal. I seen it up close and personal. It's the Exorcist is not no exaggeration. It's just like that. It's just like that. It's not. That's not no exaggeration. Whoever wrote that really seen it. It's crazy. Sometimes fluids will be coming out of every hole in their body too. Fluids. It's a lot. I seen it as a young. I was young. I think I was about 20. I was about 20, 21 when I seen that. Yeah, I was about 21. Well, that was. I don't know how I dealt with it. Yeah, I seen it up close and personal. I met one of them things that be possessed people. I met it. It talked to me and everything from inside the person. I met it. It was a female, but the thing was a male. But it wasn't no male human. It was a male something else. It was some other type of creature, but it was a male one. Yeah, it's what they say out of this world. I was built a certain way, so that's probably why I handled it a little bit. It was rough though. So look, that's it for tonight. We can end on that note. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, stay positive at all times. Stay positive. Victory.